1809, the Qing Dynasty launched one of the largest anti-pirate campaigns in its history. 300 warships, 15,000 sailors, one mission: erase piracy forever. Officials were certain victory was within reach. Instead, their fleet was being torn apart. Ships burned, captains retreated, and some of the very sailors sent to destroy the pirates would eventually join them. At the center of the chaos stood a woman, Ching Shih. At the height of her power, she commanded roughly 80,000 sailors and nearly 1,800 ships. For comparison, Blackbeard commanded 4. Ching Shih commanded nearly 1,800. And what makes her story truly remarkable isn't how she built her empire, it's how she escaped with it. Because unlike almost every pirate in history, Ching Shih didn't die in battle. She didn't die on the gallows. She didn't spend the rest of her life on the run. Instead, she accomplished something almost no pirate ever had. She won. But how? To understand how Ching Shih became the most powerful pirate in history, we need to sail back to the beginning. Before she ruled the South China Sea, Ching Shih was nobody. Born into poverty in southern China, she later worked in a floating brothel in Guangzhou, one of Asia's busiest trading ports. But while most people saw only customers, Ching Shih saw something more valuable than money: information. Merchants talked, officials talked, sailors talked, and Ching Shih listened. Among those visitors was Zheng Yi, one of the most powerful pirate commanders on China's southern coast. When he proposed marriage, Ching Shih agreed. But she reportedly demanded more than wealth. She wanted influence over the fleet and a share of its profits. Zheng Yi accepted. Together, they expanded the Red Flag Fleet into one of the largest pirate forces in the region. Then, in 1807, Zheng Yi died. Most pirate empires would have collapsed into infighting. Instead, Ching Shih seized control, and almost nobody challenged her. Taking control was one thing, keeping control was another. Ching Shih moved quickly to secure alliances with key commanders and consolidate her authority before rivals could react. Then, she did something few pirate leaders had ever attempted. She created rules for more than 80,000 pirates. Loot had to be reported. Rewards were distributed according to clear guidelines. Disobedience carried severe punishment. Desertion could mean execution. Even violence against civilians was tightly controlled. The result was extraordinary. What had once been a loose collection of different pirate gangs became one disciplined maritime empire, and control over some of the busiest trade routes in the South China Sea. But Ching Shih's growing empire was becoming too powerful for the Qing Dynasty to ignore. This was no longer a piracy problem. It was becoming a threat to the state. If left unchecked, Ching Shih's empire would become a rival power. So the Qing Dynasty launched campaign after campaign to destroy the Red Flag Fleet. For years, warships were lost, commanders failed, and despite every effort, Ching Shih remained in control. Eventually, the Qing government faced a humiliating reality. It could not win. So in 1810, the empire did something almost unthinkable. It offered Ching Shih a deal: amnesty. Most pirates would have accepted and disappeared. Ching Shih negotiated. Her followers would be pardoned, and much of her wealth would remain untouched. The empire that had spent years trying to destroy her was now negotiating with her, not as a criminal, but as a force it could no longer contain. When the agreement was signed, Ching Shih walked away free, rich, untouched. She later retired, lived comfortably for decades, and died peacefully at the age of 69. No dramatic downfall, just victory. And that's why Ching Shih wasn't just one of history's greatest pirates. She was the pirate who won. If you want more extraordinary stories from history, subscribe.